Today we are joined by Marty Berger, who is the CEO of Silverstein Properties. Marty, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
My pleasure. Thanks, Todd.
Marty, Silverstein Properties has a long history of owning commercial real estate in New York. So let me start by asking you a few questions about the city. What do you see going on in commercial real estate in Lower Manhattan, in New York City, now and in the future? For example, where will demand growth come from? Can current price growth be sustained, or even current price levels be sustained? And does New York's future trajectory look like it's past, or do you see different drivers going forward in the future?
So New York City is, in my opinion, the strongest market in the United States for many reasons. But if you look at all the different sectors, at all the different price points, New York just comes up number one in almost all of them. So if you talk about the office market, if you talk about the retail market, if you talk about the hotel market, and then the residential market, it's just, except for some shining stars here and there like San Francisco, New York is coming out on top for the U.S. states, for the U.S. cities. And it's great to be a part of it. We're experiencing very high growth in the hotel room production area, and we have a great influx of people into New York City. New York City has become the safe harbor for a lot of the world's capital, so we have a ton of money coming into the city, and then we've got great tourist attractions in New York City that continue to thrive. We just opened the One World Trade Center Observatory down at the World Trade Center, the 9/11 Memorial Museum, the new Whitney Museum, and these things will continue to grow and grow and grow. So we're seeing a lot of hotel usage. On the residential front, year over year, sales are still up. There are so many more projects being built that it seems like there's less absorption, but there's actually even more absorption. It's just less on a per project basis. And prices continue to rise, not as much as they were, but they're still going up. And so if you build the right project in the right submarket, you're going to do very well in New York, as long as you bought the land the right way and your construction costs don't go too out of whack. So from the residential perspective, the condo market's strong. The residential rental market has always been rock solid in New York City, and cap rates are approaching 3%, which is just crazy. But it's tough to build multifamily today in New York City because land prices have gone up so much. So anything that is there is getting it bid up quickly. And then retail, New York has always been under-retailed. We're adding about 1 million square feet of retail in the World Trade Center, Brookfield Place area, and it's still not enough. It's incredibly well received. I think it was announced today, Westfield, who owns the retail at our World Trade Center buildings, is 100% leased, and it hasn't even started to fit out yet. The South Street Seaport is being rebuilt. That's got another 500,000 square feet. Brookfield Place has opened most of its retail and restaurants. It's thriving. Hudson Yards is building a new, 1 to 2 million square foot retail project that's going to be anchored with a Neiman Marcus, so that's going to be fantastic. And the city is just thriving. So we're very bullish on New York. Everyone always says, what inning are we in? I'm not going to give you an inning, but New York is still moving forward in a very positive fashion. The office market, which I spend a lot of time in, is very interesting, and I'll talk more about that later. But we have seen vacancies decrease. We've seen an increase in rental rates across the board, all through the city. There's been a huge push into the TAMI industry, the technology, advertising, media, and information industries. Those companies have taken over Midtown South, but now those companies are growing up and pushing throughout the whole city. So it's really helping what's happening in New York City.
Marty, what do you see as the biggest challenges facing New York City from the perspective of a real estate investor?
I think it's our infrastructure. We have almost 9 million people in New York City, and that number is growing. We've got 3 airports that continue to be worked on. We have a roadway system that is always being eaten up. We have a transit system, the trains, the subways, which we try to improve, but we can't expand fast enough. So we're just opening the 2 subway line, hopefully by 2020. I think it's the first line that will have opened in a long time. We did extend the 7 line to 1 stop. It was supposed to be 2 stops, but we couldn't afford the second subway station. because to build a subway station is $1 billion for some reason. And we need to continue to enhance what we have and expand it. Whether it's building more tunnels or bridges from New Jersey into New York and vice versa, or fixing the FDR or all the bridges and tunnels on the east side, we are constantly under siege on our infrastructure because it's used so readily every day. We are hopefully opening, the Port Authority will be opening the new transportation hub down at the World Trade Center, which will be a phenomenal facility. It's a Santiago Calatrava design building of $4+ billion. But it'll be the only place in Manhattan that within one block you can reach 11 subway lines and the PATH trains coming in from New Jersey. It'll handle over 250,000 passengers a day, and it's just a phenomenal facility.
We haven't seen a tremendous increase in residential real estate prices in New York City. How important, if at all, is residential affordability? And is the de Blasio administration's push to increase the supply of affordable housing, is that the right call?
Well, you have to give the mayor credit. He wants 200,000 units of affordable housing. It was a lofty goal. I don't know if he'll reach it. It's going to be very difficult. And some of the tools we had in the past that would help get there have been taken away from him. And so, look, it's something we always have to think about because the people who come to work in our offices need a place to live, and we don't want them living 6 hours away or 2 hours away. We want them to be able to get on a train and go 2 stops and get to where they're going. The biggest luxury in New York is being able to walk to your office, and it's getting less and less affordable to do that. We're looking in Brooklyn, and the pricing in Brooklyn is exceeding what it was in New York, Manhattan, only 2 or 3 years ago. So it's crazy how prices have come up. So it is a very good thing to be delivering affordable housing wherever possible. The mayor's new edict through Carl Weisbrod, the city planning director, is if you need the city for anything, they will be cooperative, but you have to be cooperative back and help produce affordable housing, which we are a big advocate of. We've built a ton of affordable housing in New York City. Our Silver Towers project and our River Place project on 42nd Street between 11th and 12th have a total of, I think, close to 400 residential units that are for low-income housing people and families. And it's a necessary part of building in the city.